Welcome back to the Circles unit. Today's lesson is about solving problems relating to circles. The goals of today's lesson are that you can calculate the area and circumference of semicircles and quarter circles, and that you can solve problems related to area and circumference. So a semicircle is a half circle, and here we have an example of a semicircle with a radius of 5 centimeters. And to find the area of that, the plan is outlined here on the right hand side. Find the area of the full circle and divide it by 2. So that's the plan for how to solve this. And then on the left hand side we see the actual calculations. And the first thing to do is to actually write out the formula you plan on using. Area equals pi r squared, and in this case divided by 2, so as to get the area of a semicircle. And then the math, pi times 5 times 5, which is 5 squared, which is 25, and then substituting 3.14 for pi, multiplying it by 25, which is 5 squared, and then dividing it by 2 because it's a half circle, not a full circle, you get an area of 39.25 centimeters squared. And if you were asked to find the area of a quarter circle, you would do the same thing, but you would divide by 4 for a quarter circle. For circumference, here we're asked to find the circumference of a quarter of a circle. So first I want to have a plan. I want to find, I'm going to add up this side here, which is a radius. So I'm going to have a radius plus another radius here. And then this is circumference of a quarter of the circles plus circumference divided by 4 because it's just a quarter of a circle. And so the radius is 67 meters and 67 again. And the circumference is going to be pi times d divided by 4. And that is, I'm going to use 3.14 times, now the diameter is going to be 67 times 2. The radius is 67, so the diameter is 67 times 2, which is 134. So 3.14 times 134 divided by 4, and then we'll add, and we will get a total of 239.19, and if we round to the nearest tenth, (239.2). So finding circumference of a quarter or a half of a circle, the first thing to do is make a plan. What parts are shown on the outside and what's the perimeter? In this case it's the radius plus a quarter of a circumference. Calculate all of those and add them up. So problem solving. If a wheel with a radius of 4 centimeters turns 200 times, how far will it travel? So first of all, am I being asked for area or circumference? So I'm looking for the wheel traveling. So here is your circle and it's rolling along on the, so we're looking at distance traveled, not area. So it's circumference. And for circumference, I'm going to use the formula pi d. And my plan is I'll calculate the circumference of the wheel as if it turned one time, and then I'm going to multiply it by 200 for 200 times. So I have pi d. Now my radius is 4, so my diameter is 8. So 3.14 times 8, and I'm going to multiply that by 200. And when I do that, I get 5,024 centimeters. So the first thing when you get a problem solving question related to circles is to ask yourself, are they asking for circumference or area? And then once you know which, decide what's your plan going to be to solve this. And the answer is 5,024 centimeters. So you saw today how to calculate the area and circumference of semicircles and quarter circles, and you saw how to solve problems related to area and circumference. And that's the end of today's lesson.